Y'all, Diddy is shopping a jailhouse book. And guess what? Nobody wants it. Sources are saying he's worried that Netflix blacklisted him from the industry. Sir, blacklisted you from what? Who the heck is reading your book? Y'all, let's get into this. Let's just start here, okay? Because this is one of those moments where the embarrassment speaks louder than the headline. Sources are saying that Sean Diddy Combs, currently sitting in jail, locked out the industry, iced out of the culture, and radioactive to touch, is shopping a book deal from jail. Let that marinate. Not a memoir announced at the height of power. Not a carefully ghostwritten legacy book when the industry still feared him. But a jailhouse manuscript being quietly floated to publishers who are reportedly saying, absolutely not. Not on my time. And insiders are saying the quiet part out loud now. There are no takers for that book. There's no appetite. There's no patience. There's no benefit. Which is how you know this isn't about telling his truth. To me, this is about Diddy's and his issues with control. This is about Diddy and allegedly his issues with money. And this is about a man who has finally run out of levers to pull. Now, listen, I know some of y'all being like, T-Said, stop it. Stop being so cruel to Diddy. No, because this is desperate, not powerful. Let's be very clear. Powerful people do not need to announce in all hip hop. No shade to all hip hop. They know a lot. They're really good. But they do not announce that they are shopping around a memoir. If Diddy was really in high demand, they would have rushed to him, all the publishing houses, to see if he was interested in doing a memoir. Powerful people don't have to beg publishers to hear them out. They don't have to float rumors to blogs to test the waters. And they don't have to leak that a book is coming like it's a threat. This looks desperate because it is desperate. According to industry chatter, Diddy's camp has been quietly shopping the idea of a book deal. And what they're running into is something he's not used to. Silence, disinterest, closed doors. And insiders are saying this isn't even about fear. It's about liability. Publishers don't want the legal smoke. They don't want the reputational stain. And they don't want to be subpoena adjacent. Because this isn't 2005 anymore. This isn't bad boy worldwide dominance. This is post-Netflix, post-lawsuits, post-everyone is watching. Diddy talking about he telling his story. Really? Or are you just trying to control the record? Now listen, every time a powerful man collapses, suddenly there's a book. And the framing is always the same. I just want to tell my side. I need to correct the narrative. History is being unfair. But people in the industry are saying this isn't about reflection. It's about wrestling back control of the narrative before the courts, the documentaries, and the public fully lock him in. Because right now, Diddy does not have control of the story. Netflix doesn't need him. Documentaries don't need his cooperation. Former associates are talking anyway. And the silence is no longer protecting him. So a book becomes the last remaining megaphone, even if no one is listening. And then there's the money problems. Let's talk about the part that people keep dancing around. Money. Because sources are saying this book push isn't just emotional, it's financial. Legal defense isn't cheap. Asset freezes are real. Business partners don't want to touch him. Brand equity has evaporated. And here's the brutal truth. When your name becomes a risk, the checks stop clearing. This book isn't about legacy, it's about liquidity, which is why insiders say that even if it gets published, and I still think it's going to be self-published, it's likely going to be, again, self-published. And that right there, that's the real tell. Again, self-publishing, for someone of Diddy's form or stature, it's not a flex. Let's be honest, self-publishing is fine when you choose it. It's not the flex when it's your only option. Industry insiders are saying publishers want no part of this, not because they don't like money, but because this is uninsurable. You can't fact check around pending cases. You can't edit around potential omissions. And you definitely don't want a platform that will narrative that could unravel under oath. So if this book exists, it exists in isolation. No press tour, no mainstream rollout, no institutional backing, just a man talking to himself, hoping the public mistakes volume for credibility. And to make matters worse, y'all, the streets are saying Netflix is done. And Diddy knows it. Here's another piece insiders keep pointing out. Netflix is done with Diddy, done with his legacy, done with his family. Netflix has high tentacles in Hollywood and beyond. Acting, career, music ownership, baby, they better go back to Snapchat or come here to YouTube. Netflix is done. Not taking a break, not waiting it out, done. And people are saying Diddy knows the cultural window is closed. There is no redemption arc queued up. There's no glossy comeback documentary. There is no exclusive sit down, which is why this book feels like a panic move. Because once the industry stops calling, once the platforms stop negotiating, all that's left is shouting into the void. And let's not forget, even Diddy's lawyers are annoyed. This part matters. Sources are saying that even his lawyers aren't thrilled about this idea, because writing a book while your legal situation is unresolved is, let's just say, it's not strategic. Every sentence becomes discoverable. Every claim becomes a potential contradiction. Every attempt to rewrite history becomes a liability. And the fact that this is even being floated tells you something important. The usual adults in the room no longer have control. Baby, the world has moved on. Here's the coldest part. People have already made up their minds. You know I have. There's no curiosity left. Listen, Sean Combs' The Reckoning on Netflix, baby, it did what needed to be done. There's no curiosity left. There's no suspense, no hunger for his perspective. The public isn't asking what really happened. They're saying, we've seen enough. Which is why this book doesn't feel revealing. It feels late. The rooster has come home to roost, and it's not bringing receipts, it's bringing consequences. So let me just say this clearly. This book isn't power, it isn't courage, it isn't truth-telling. This is Diddy, a man who burned every bridge, now realizing bridges don't rebuild themselves just because you talk loud enough. Self-publishing or not, print or not, this isn't a comeback. It's not going to help a comeback. It's an admission that control is gone. The industry is done. The era is over. But that's just what the people are saying. What do you think? I mean, I think this book isn't a confession. It's a tantrum in paperback, because powerful men don't have to self-publish from jail. They don't have to float rumors like trial balloons. They don't have to whisper a book is coming the other way people whisper apologies. You guys, this isn't a memoir. This is a control manual nobody ordered. The industry already read him to filth. The public already clocked him. Netflix already moved on. And now the only place left to talk is a Word document with no publisher and no audience. Baby, that is not a comeback. That's the sound of a door locking behind you. But listen, that's just my opinion. What do you think?